Let me give you an example to illustrate this perspective. Right? There is what I actually think is a very sly article by a prominent political theorist named John Tomasi. Right? And the title of the article is, "Should Political Liberals Be Compassionate Conservatives?" What did he mean by this? He basically, what he was arguing was that if the government is going to, say, fund drug and alcohol recovery programs, so drug and alcohol abuse recovery programs, then the subsidies for those programs should be equally open to faith-based and non-faith-based organizations. And note, not just faith-based organizations that operate the same way as the non-faith-based organizations. They should be able to have programs that have an explicitly partisan religious component to them. Now, granted, he said, provided that, of course, it's in a context where a person has a range of choices. So it has to be the case that a person could choose to have the non-religious option. Right? But there shouldn't be discrimination against the faith-based approaches in government funding. Now, what I have always suspected that he was doing here was saying, hint, hint, political liberals, I don't have this problem. You have this problem. I'm a libertarian. I would keep the government out of it entirely. So I don't have to decide which way of doing things is operating fairly between religious and non-religious people. Why? Because I just keep the government out of that issue entirely so it doesn't even come up. That's an example of the kind of concern that libertarians have. When the government is pervasively involved in supporting and regulating institutions, then it's constantly forced into cases where it has to decide, right, whether to take sides in moral disagreements or simply disagreements about how things should be run, or remain neutral. Right? By simply getting rid of those government programs, libertarians avoid this problem. Right? So that is an example in which libertarians basically say the way to have everybody able to organize their lives the way they see fit is to get the government out of this entirely. Right? As a second best, it should be fair to people with different beliefs and lifestyles, but it would be better to just get the government out of it so we don't have to try to figure out what counts as being fair to people with different perspectives on this.